Alright. Hi, welcome to the Daddy
Daughter.
Dance. This is Tobin Walsh. Welcome back for the week. And you'll notice that it might not be the daddy-daughter dance tonight. It's actually my son, my 11-year-old son. No, 12. Lynden. He joins us today as my special co-host. What's up, bud?
Nothing.
So let's make some new fans. What do you say to your peeps out there? Silent salute from Lynden. So I said 11, you're 12.
Yeah, 12.
My bad. So Lynden is our guest in the studio because Vivi is off doing her school play today. So we've talked about her school play a little bit, some context on the podcast before. So she is doing the play tonight, and stepping in admirably is her big brother, who she looks up to a lot. So welcome to the studio. What do you know about our podcast? What do we do here?
You talk about things.
Like
interesting things.
You know, we can't go on though until I embarrass you in some way.
No.
I think it's probably proper that I give you full hazing while Vivi's gone. Do you know what hazing is?
No.
It's the act of like punishing somebody who wants to be in your club. So sometimes you hear fraternities like have their pledges, do kind of crazy stuff, sit in ice and blah blah blah. So we should kind of come up with a hazing for Lynden. What do you say?
No.
You're gonna pass. I may never get a co-host again if I do that, right? Well, anyways, welcome to Daddy Daughter Dance. He's right. We usually talk about kid and parent stuff. And since Lynden is a 6th grader, I thought it'd be a pretty cool time to introduce the concept of being in middle school. And I think parents and kids alike probably are really interested in this subject. Whether you have a middle schooler or you have somebody that's getting ready to go to middle school, man, what my wife and I have learned, and Lynden has another older brother who's in 8th grade. So for 3 years now, we've had middle school kids. And what we've learned is it's a pretty challenging time for us and you guys.
Yeah.
So Lynden's about halfway through 6th grade. What have you learned? Like, what's been different so far?
It's like not the teachers telling you what you have to do. Like the bell rings and you have to go to classes by yourself. It's like basically, if you wanted to skip, you could, but they
leave you alone, kind of?
Yeah, basically.
So how does it work? Okay, bell rings for school. What do you get to school? You chill with your friends?
Yeah, I chill. I play football.
Play football, okay. And so then bell rings, get your stuff, go to the locker?
No, yeah, I go to the locker and I go and get my stuff, and we have like 10 minutes. And I go to the library with my friends.
I know you're not reading.
No.
So you go to the library just to hang out again?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all meet at the library, and then you kind of go ready break, you go to your first period class?
Yeah, and then after that, second period, and then after that, lunch.
And so that's kind of how your day goes, but they don't mess with you, right? They're not like, get to class, kids,
no.
quit
Except for the principal. She's like, you have 2 minutes or something like that.
Oh,
but no one else actually, it's not them, like, they really don't care for you to class on time because it's your fault.
And your school has like multiple buildings you go in and out of?
There's like building 1, building... Yeah, there's a bunch.
Yeah, it's funny. Think about this, Lynden. So I grew up in Iowa, and our buildings were all like one big building. You know how you go back and you see one big building? And I remember there was a show called Saved by the Bell that it was like, I think based in California, like all shows probably. And I was always jealous because they got to go in and out of buildings, and they had like open hallways and stuff. Yeah, and like you're growing up in that environment here in Florida, so like I would have been so jealous when I was a kid. You just take it for granted.
And also, when we have like the buildings, they're like connected, but they made the new one. I only have 2 classes. I only have 3 buildings I have to go to. Most of my classes are in building 5.
And it's all contained, but it's just like there's a courtyard, like buildings all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so we know that you get more freedoms. You like that, I think, right?
Yeah.
You've handled that pretty well. Is there kids that haven't handled that well?
Yeah, a lot of kids are late, and the teachers don't like
they're at school, but then they are late to class?
Yeah, so a lot of them are like there, but then they just talk to their friends too long, and then they get to class. But the teachers don't even get mad. They like...
Alright, just like be
quiet.
They
should be tardy, but they don't do
Yeah, there's... In elementary school, do they give tardies still? Do they care?
No, they give you tardies, but they really don't care. In elementary school, you go to the office, but in now you just go
Yeah, I mean, so you're just kind of on your own. They basically open you up and say, here's your... Open the doors up and you kind of do your thing, right?
You could skip classes if you want.
No, man, I hope not.
A lot of people.
Do people do?
Yeah, some.
For
But
real?
they go in the bathrooms just on their phone and go into stalls.
They just chill?
But if they get caught, then they're like...
What, you're talking... So they just sit around that school? That sounds like... I'd rather go to class.
Because Yeah, a lot of them bring their phone to class too.
Oh, the phone thing. Okay, we'll talk about that. So then, what about the actual like school work versus elementary school?
It's kind of the same, but it's more like more homework. Like if you don't finish, there's not enough time, so then you just go home and do it.
So do they give you? Is the way it works that they like teach a lesson and then they give you X amount of time at the end to do the work, and if you don't get that done, you take it home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and then the next day they do the same thing.
Do all your friends have the same deal, or is it like if you take different classes, you have different levels?
It depends on the teacher. Like if the teacher's like one of those teachers laid back and like they'll like give you more time to finish your work, but if it's like a teacher that's strict, they'll probably be like, you get this amount of time if you don't finish your homework.
Okay, so but as far as like it's a little harder, you said, similar, just a little more.
Yeah.
And it's up to you still, right? They give you kind of freedom in terms of like how you study.
Some of my friends don't even do their work, and they're like.
Lynden, what's the answer? Lyndon's a goody two shoes, so he's the one that everybody hits up for answers, I think. Yeah, it's I think middle school is an interesting time, like as a student, because are you seeing sort of like a separation of like the really smart dudes and like the guys that don't like school so much? And, like,
like a lot of them, the people that don't like school just sit there and like they're like talking to their friends and they're trying to distract other people. And then those people get distracted, so then they don't do any work, and then it just goes even worse. Yeah, it gets worse from there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some acting out going on. So, like, how would you rate your teachers in terms of how they control classroom? Pretty good?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
The only teacher I don't not like a lot is
Be careful now. You know this goes out there.
I don't know.
Well,
all my teachers are actually pretty good.
How many classes do you have? 7?
7. Yeah.
Yeah, so 1 out of 7 is not bad.
No.
And the nice part about, what do you think of having multiple teachers, like 7 teachers versus 1 or 2? Isn't that nice?
You get to you don't have to be the same behavior each class.
And does it help? Do you think it helps with concentration to like move in and out of classrooms instead of like just sitting in one spot for a period of time?
Yeah, because it gets boring when you're sitting there just taking notes and stuff in one class. And if we had like the same class for the rest of the day, like elementary school, it would be more boring.
Do you miss elementary at all? Like any elements of it?
I liked how people didn't think they were as cool. They wouldn't be like they won't talk to you anymore in middle school because they think they're too cool.
Oh, okay. So you're seeing sort of a separation of friendships and attitudes.
Yeah.
Some people have changed over time. Maybe you have. I don't know. You think?
No, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, this is what middle school is, and that's why I wanted to talk about it with you because what I've learned as a parent of you middle schoolers is that, man, every day is really an adventure. And it doesn't mean that my kids are bad or they're great kids, and Lyndon's a great kid, so is his brother Joseph. But there's just weird issues that come up that...
Yeah, like fights.
Oh my God.
And then
just social stuff, like fights. Yeah. There's lots of that kind of stuff. And now the phones have really changed, in my opinion, have really changed things, how it works.
And swearing.
Oh, swearing? Yeah, that's always been around.
Yeah, but
I'd say in middle school I sort of introduced myself to swearing.
Yeah, I say some swear words, but some people
they go crazy with it?
Yeah, some people say the N-word.
So is anybody bold enough to kind of say, hey dude, not cool?
No, not really. Everybody just
kind of go the other way.
Yeah, everybody just leaves after that.
And that's what it's interesting, because as we get into this discussion, you'll have to help me out, because some of this expert advice that I looked up, because I thought I'd look up, what do experts say about raising middle schoolers or how parents can help, and then what you're going through. The advice is just kind of like this parent advice. Like, I don't know if I've ever said that word to you. What I say is, whenever experts, quote unquote, tell me things that are complete common sense, I call it advice. Because while it's not dumb advice, it feels like it's like, hey, thanks for telling me the thing that's slapping me in the face every day and it's completely obvious. Because I don't think anybody really, middle school is such a crazy age that you don't want to overparent, but you don't want to also like completely hands off either.
Yeah.
And with phones, oh my goodness, man, like you guys have, like you do your homework and use your phone all the time.
Yeah, we
always tell you guys have it easy.
A lot of our teachers if we're writing definitions, you guys can use your phone, go on Google.
But the school rule, I think they told us, was no phones, right?
No phones in class.
No phones in class.
But some teachers are fine with it though.
So do you have your phone with you?
No, not always. No, I do it. Because one of my classroom teachers.
That means yes to me.
No. So There's this one sub that said, you go get your phone if you want it. So
so sometimes they use it as a tool to keep you guys occupied?
No, they like tell us to use calculators on it, but no kids do it.
You know, it's funny because even in high school for me, like calculators were sort of this like, it was almost like we viewed calculators as cheating sometimes. So now you have...
It kind of is.
Well, think about it. When I was at school, you needed an answer for something. You either hit up your parents, you try to find what's called an encyclopedia. Do you know what that is? It's a book of facts. You just go to the library. I mean, you're old school, like looking up via paper, dude. And so you guys are so fortunate because you're like, oh, I don't know what that means. Here's Google. But the only thing that hasn't taught you guys is like these critical thinking skills that basically say, how do I parse through a problem where I have no idea where to start? Because Google kind of tells you where to start or even where to end now.
Yeah, Google some kids like might bring their phone to class and they just Google the answer. Like,
while they're taking a test?
No, not during tests. Like during classwork when the teacher's like teaching other students, they go like, I've seen some people just go like under their desk, put their phone on, but and start and sometimes people are just texting other friends in class.
Oh, okay. So we used to pass notes. Do you ever hear that? And we like fold them in like little origami.
The teachers get super mad though.
I got like 2 notes when I was a kid. I always wanted girls to send me notes.
No, but also a lot of kids. So they make these things like that can stick to the ceiling. They go like that. They go like it sticks.
What, like slingshots?
No, like they take paper and make like an origami thing. And then they put lead into it.
Have you ever seen that trick where you fold the paper like this and the pencil shoots up?
No, but
okay, never mind. You don't want to try
that. The teachers get really mad. They like because it goes like because there's like a lead. It gets stuck to the ceiling because they go like that.
Oh, okay.
And then the teachers get really mad because it like stuck to the ceiling until you like, have to take them off.
Okay, so so then middle school. I don't know if I should. Your mom remembers middle school to be pretty torturous. I don't know why. Really, she was fine.
Bad.
For me, middle school. I don't remember anything bad about middle school. I really don't.
It's not that bad. It's like it's just more like.
But some people, it's like really tough years, man. Like you're going through starting the puberty stuff, the emotional stuff. All these schools come together. It's a big school. The power struggle, people changing, friends, all that stuff, man, is just this big like concoction of confusion, you know?
Yeah, it's for like new kids because like the new kids probably come in, they're like they don't have any friends, so it's harder.
Have you been surprised by any people that you knew from elementary, like either doing worse or better, or like did you ever think, oh man, I never thought that kid would?
Some kids like some of my friends like think they're cool, but some of them are like cool still. Like they're like still like
yeah, they're still the same guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're so nice.
Okay, cool. Is it cool for guys like you to have friends that are girls, or is it just kind of like they're the girls?
Like no, it's like
not like girlfriends, but
no, but like a lot of guys don't even like have boy friends.
Oh, they hang out with girls?
Yeah, a lot of the time.
I think that's kind of progressive. That's pretty cool. I think your like generation of people would be like less gender. Like more gender aware and less gender separated. I think that's probably a good thing.
Like a lot of boys and girls are like best friends.
Okay. So let's go through, so this duh advice, I looked it up, so we'll use it, and we'll just use it for a couple minutes here, just because I want to talk about it. So the first thing I did is I Googled, 10 ways that I, as a parent, can help you, a middle schooler, with whatever it might be, okay? So this is from kidshealth.org. And so they listed 10 ways, and I only pulled 5, so we'll go with half of them. You just tell me what you think.
Can I guess one?
Well, you can guess the next couple, okay? So number 5, we'll go 5 to 1. Help with organization. I think that's probably.
I'm pretty organized.
You're pretty organized, but man, your brother, whew, he can use some help.
Yeah, like some kids at my school, like they just shove all this, like at the end of the day, take a whole handful, just shove it into their binder, and then just for the next day, just wait.
Yeah, you're pretty organized. I think I was pretty organized. I still am pretty organized, but like you said, this is where you learn that organization actually is really important.
Yeah.
Because you know why? You're given this independence that says, here's your paper, do what you want. It's due on this date. Whereas in elementary, it's like, get your blue folder, kids, get your orange folder.
Yeah, and like the teachers, like, they don't keep it in class, so you have to actually go, like, get them. Like, they're not, like...
It's your responsibility, yeah. All right, number 4 on how parents can help. Make sure your kids are ready for school, and it mentions having a good breakfast. So our school starts late. Our middle school starts somewhere at 9 o'clock. So, I mean, we're more than up and going by then. So you guys are pretty prepared. In fact, I think they almost have too much idle time before school, and I wish they
Yeah,
would
it's like
change.
9:30 when we start actual school.
And Linden's an early riser. There's no Linden before you. Oh my goodness. Number 3 way parents can help is so support homework expectations. I think this is a really big one that parents seem to, man, there's just this diversity of thought here. So what that means, Linden, is if your math teacher is a teacher that gives a lot of homework, or your science teacher isn't, no matter what the expectation, so parents align with the same expectations that teachers are putting out for you.
What?
So instead of me, like, let's say, who gives you a lot of homework? Math?
No, it's like more like a lot of my teachers, like the history is probably my most homework.
So in history, what if you came home and I was like, man, that history teacher, she's crazy. She's giving you too much work. What would that do to your effort?
I would just like be like, my parents don't care about it, so I probably don't care about it.
Yeah, so you'd be like, whatever,
class.
lady, whatever, I'm not into it.
But
So
I love my history teacher.
well, that's the thing. It's like, so we don't have to get on you, but if you came to us and we did that, it would automatically kind of
tell me I don't
push
have
it
to
down
try.
in the whole.
I would be like.
So it's important, I think, for parents at home to sort of align with the teacher. And almost every time, I usually favor the teachers over the kids' advice, but yeah, align with the teachers on homework, even if it seems like there's a lot. Number 2 is visit the school website regularly. This is, man, I suck at this.
Like the grade focus.
Well, I think grades are one thing. Like in our school does, where I could see daily tracking of your grades, but I think it's more about like the social stuff going on in school. So there's a game, or there's a event, a teacher thing, or conferences, whatever. So they follow the website. Like your school has an app you can do, and you can turn on actually notifications that'll say, hey, basketball game Friday, swimming meet Tuesday, because that helps with parents and their kids. Is I can go, hey, Lynden, are you thinking about hanging out and going to the basketball game? Why don't you do that? It's a cool social thing.
I like because sometimes in like 7th period they're like, you can buy tickets for 7th period. You can go to like a basketball game, like the kids 8th graders versus the teachers.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then the number 1 thing parents can do to help middle schoolers is attend conferences and open houses. That's probably goes for every student of a parent. I think attending conferences, even if your kids are great, or open houses, is so critical, because until a parent like sets foot in the school and sees the teacher, everything to me is like just assumptions. Like when I met, I don't know if I went to your open house. I went to Yosef.
No, I think no, you did. No, it was mom. It was mom.
Yeah, we usually divide and conquer because we have several other kids around, right? But I went to my 8th graders, and once you kind of talk to teachers and then you hear your kids talk about those teachers at home, when you can connect those 2 dots, it's really powerful, because you're just like, Yosef, like there was one time, I remember the teacher specifically said, this is what they have to do to pass the test, and Yosef didn't get such a good grade, and I said, Yosef, she told me you have to do this, let me see it, and it was like, oh, I didn't do that. So it was like, ding, 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 and I only knew that because I went to conferences. So, all right, I'll let you guess some of these. So next advice from asklistenandlearn.org. 5 truths about middle schoolers. Okay, let's go true false. So I'll ask you true or false. Well, okay, number 5, this isn't a true false. They're an enigma to themselves. Do you know what that means?
Like only like selfish, basically. Maybe?
No, enigma means like a mystery. So it's basically saying middle schoolers are an enigma, meaning you're trying to figure out who you are at a middle school age.
Like what you like and what you
want
like,
to be. Who you want to hang with, what you're into, the crowd you're gonna be with, your interests. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Are you finding out what you're more into?
What'd you say?
Like, are you finding out like more about yourself in middle school?
Yeah, I can like the best thing I'm good at is math, and like I'm not that good at science. I really don't like science, but it's fun because my teacher actually makes it fun.
So you're learning the subjects you might like.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, number 4, things about middle schoolers you might not know. Middle schoolers aren't trying to push our buttons as parents. Do you know that like slang means? Like you're trying to.
Yeah, we're trying to make you mad.
I don't know, man. Like there's times
I don't like making you mad.
But you guys know what gets us mad, and you go there a lot.
Like if you guys tell us to go to our room, we talk back and we're like, oh.
Well, I think
and then we just.
In elementary school too, it's like you know what makes us mad, so you avoid it. In middle school, it's like you want to figure out if you could like wiggle your way in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Number 3, let's see here. You want so you want to talk to us, but you only want to do it under your rules. And there might be a lot of rules. So it's not like I can go, hey, Lynden, so
who do you like?
Yeah, who do you like? Or
okay.
hey, Lynden, are you thinking about doing this? You might want to talk to me about it, but you might say, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because
it has to be on your terms. That's what they're saying. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. So it's not that kids are being defensive as much as they just want everything on their terms. Now this is an interesting one, and I feel this one totally. Middle schoolers aren't embarrassed by you, they're embarrassed by the parents. They're embarrassed that they're with us.
Yeah.
So
it's because
I don't know if that makes me feel very
You always talk to my like if I'm like hanging out with like my friends and there's like.
What's wrong with talking to your friends?
No, but you talk to my friends. You're like, hey Casey, how's your baseball going? And you're like, how about Michael Trout?
What if? Okay, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna show up your stuff, and all your friends will be like, "What's wrong with your dad?" Because I'll be like this.
No, but you just talk too much.
All right. So your feedback to me is, I embarrass you around your friends because I talk to them.
You don't embarrass me. It's like.
But this thing says you're not embarrassed really of me. You're just you're embarrassed that you have to be with me.
Like one time he's like, I tell like my friend has a girlfriend. And he's like, how's your girlfriend going and stuff like that.
It's probably sometimes I open my mouth too quick. Sometimes my mouth starts going before my brain has a chance to catch up with it. All right, and number 1 of the 5 truths they mentioned that middle schoolers don't crave drama. Is there a lot of drama?
Like girls there is, but not boys are like more like trying to be tough and they're like, oh, let's go right now.
Yeah,
and they just act like they're gonna do it.
Let's define drama. So drama for girls for you is what?
It's like I like this kid. No, you like that. And then
yeah, like traditional drama, like me versus
it's like
drama.
I'm not your friend, and they just go like, and then they're like, I'm not your friend, and they just keep going.
And boy drama is more about like who's the alpha.
Yeah, who's the
strongest, coolest, quickest, whatever. Yeah, it's annoying. You guys will grow out of that.
Yeah.
Now, last thing I want to tackle. So, Lynden, the biggest change I've seen in you going to elementary and middle school is because you had a cell phone. And so I think that's happening younger and younger. So most elementary kids now have cell phones, I think, right?
Yeah.
And you got a cell phone going into 6th grade because you ride your bike alone and we wanted you to be able to communicate. And so that opened up a whole new world. How many friends of yours here in 6th grade are on social media? So I'm just assuming everybody has a phone, right?
Everybody, basically.
All
all my friends.
All right, everybody has a phone, 100%?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay, so who, of that 100%, who's on social media? And what social media?
98.
98?
A lot of them. Like, it's like almost all my friends are on social media. Like, they're on like Instagram. Like,
so you're like an oddball not to be on?
They do like streaks and stuff. So like, who can get the most streaks?
What's a streak?
It's like where like on Instagram where you like take a picture of yourself and go like put an S and then send it to a bunch of people and you just keep going. Just like keep doing it. And you try to get as much streaks as you can. Like,
what does that mean? I don't understand.
I don't know. That's all I know. Like,
so you put an S and then you send it somewhere?
No, like you just take a random picture and just go like, just put an S and.
Now, are you familiar with like how Instagram works? So Instagram's the thing. Nobody's Facebook. Nobody's Twitter.
No, everybody's
TikTok?
Like,
TikTok?
Yeah, it's more like the kid ones, like Instagram, TikTok,
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much everybody uses it. Not.
Are you familiar with how to use them, even though you don't have them?
No, I don't even know how.
So, like when you go to a friend's house to stay overnight, they get on Instagram or whatever the social media.
No, like when you're with your friends, they really don't go on their phone unless it's they're like.
Is that how you tell girls you like them? Is through Instagram?
No. Yeah, kind of. Or your friends just tell them, but yeah, and Instagram
like you know, it's so weak, dude. Like we used to have to like look up their number and call, and their dad would answer and be like, "Oh God, is Nikki there? Oh my God," and the dad would answer, and we had to like sit there and talk to him. And usually everybody had one phone in their house, so you guys have it so much easier.
Yeah, we can just like text people and be like, "You want to go out?" And sure.
So funny. See how easy you have it. So what? So your 8th grade brother doesn't even have Instagram. Well, he does have Instagram. He's just not actively using it.
No,
I don't think.
Did.
Yeah, but
he like a lot.
Do you think it's outrageous that we don't let him do that then? Since I mean, but if you're in 6th grade, you get 100% of your friends on it. You got to think that we're being unfair by not even letting an 8th grader on it.
I kind of want to go on it because it's like more. A lot of my friends like just text each other and like. But like they like share like what's going on, so and then you're like caught up with what they're like.
Oh, so it's a way for you guys to communicate with each other.
Yeah, like knowing what's happening.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I mean, do your friends' parents monitor their phone usage? Or like what they're on?
I bet 50%. Like.
Oh really? Okay.
And not a lot of people do it though.
Do you think they do it behind the scenes though? Like after you guys go to bed, they check it? Or?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I get the sense that a lot of parents don't check much of that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of parents do that.
All right.
I feel like the kid would get super mad and just be like.
So I think phones have really kind of forced parents to step up their game, or not, I guess.
Or just use technology as a way to just easy parenting.
Yeah.
Be like, go on your Xbox, and then they wouldn't have to parent for like an hour.
Yeah, I mean, we do it. We start them young anymore. Your little brother, who's in first grade, loves games on the phone, Xbox. And unfortunately, sometimes we've probably fed that addiction. Anything else for? So if you're talking to the 5th graders coming to your school next year, what are you going to tell them? What do they need to look out for? What do they need to prepare for?
Be organized and don't just. It's not. I've never missed a class like gotten tardy this year. It's really hard to get tardy. Like you have to be like your locker has to not be working, or you have to be like talking forever with your friend.
And back to your independence thing, just be ready to kind of own it, right? Be accountable.
I have like a schedule. So like at first, I go to school, I get my stuff. I have 2nd period gym, so after that I go to gym. And then after gym, I go to lunch. And then after that, I get like this one binder, like a 1-inch binder with like my ELA stuff and my science stuff in it.
So you're super organized and methodical and ready.
And then the other classes, really, I don't need anything else for.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think the bottom line when I hear that is, it's basically like be accountable and figure out what works for you to stay organized and on top of stuff. Because I think what else I learned in those schools, the waves keep coming, right? They don't just stop for you. So. Hey man, I appreciate you joining the show today, okay? We do this every week, guys, and we're going to have a variety of topics, so let's let Lynden's favorite song lead us out. Thanks for joining the Daddy
Daughter
Dance with my son Lynden today. Bye-bye.